not guilt, but maybe a little bit of doubt, and self-doubt was something that I faced, in the beginning of my journey. My Nani is somebody I'm very, very close to. So I have a great, relationship with her. She's, almost like my best friend. When people ask me, who my favorite actor is in the family, I always say my brother.
First, Navya, it is my first interview with you. So welcome to Itni Starry Baatein.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited to be talking to you.
The fact that you have chosen a profession completely different, what is expected of a star kid, it has been shocking for a lot of people. When did you decide that this is my calling and this is what I really want to do? And what was the discussion like at home?
It's actually not very shocking because people tend to forget that though I come from one side of the family that is, in the film industry, my father's side of the family is actually 4 generations of entrepreneurs and business women and men. So it's actually not that shocking because I've maybe just inclined more towards that side. I think in terms of the conversation at home, everyone was extremely supportive of, my decision to start my own business and, stay away from the film industry. And I think that, no matter what I do, they're families, so they're always extremely supportive of everything.
Tell us a little more about your association with L'Oreal and I Know My Worth campaign.
So this, obviously association has been really exciting, and I'm really grateful to be a part of the campaign and of course a part of the L'Oreal family. And to be able to, say the words, because you're worth it is something that, I've heard growing up. So it was really exciting for me to be a part of this campaign, and the I Know My Worth campaign especially was focusing more on the individual, and L'Oreal being more than just, a beauty brand, wanted to really focus on what makes each one of us worth it.
The guilt and this not feeling worth it is always there in our lives. Have you ever felt like that yourself, and tell us your experience, how you have worked on yourself?
I honestly don't think I can feel guilty for anything. I come from, a background that's given me way more than I deserve. So I'm just happy to be waking up every day and getting to do what I love, which is, working on women empowerment, working on my startup. And I think that's a privilege that not a lot of people have today. So I don't think I could afford to feel guilty about anything. But I think when I started off this journey, I obviously being 24 years old, didn't really know much about how a business runs, how a business functions. So not guilt, but maybe a little bit of doubt, and self-doubt was something that I faced, in the beginning of my journey. But I think now 2 years into that journey and into that process, I think that I've learned so much that I'm actually happy that I started out being clueless, because I think the knowledge that I have today is more important, and worth the entire journey of, having that confusion and doubt, because it's something I learned along the way.
When you have these self-doubts, who is the person that you go to who can make you feel better?
I'm extremely close to my family, but I think my Nani is somebody I'm very, very close to. So I have a great, relationship with her. She's, almost like my best friend. So I always go to her whenever I have any kind of doubt, personally, professionally. She's a really strong woman. She's somebody who's really created her own identity. And I look up to the way that she kind of lives her life and conducts herself. So in moments of self-doubt and confusion, she's definitely the person that I would go to kind of get help and advice.
You're surrounded, like you were just saying, that you have your Nani, and you're also surrounded by such empowering women. So can you tell me, has there ever been any instances where, in your own personal life, where it has hit you that in our daily life, gender bias exists?
The immediate environment that I am in is obviously the startup space in my office. And sometimes, when, we're talking to people or we go for meetings, often I am the only woman in the room, especially when it comes to, the India and the startup space in general. We have such a vibrant startup economy, but we have a very, very low percentage of women founders and women entrepreneurs. And I feel that, on a daily basis when, I'm interacting with other people from this ecosystem and realizing that, I am maybe the only woman in a lot of rooms, on a lot of tables, in a lot of calls. And that's something that, I would really want to change. And an initiative of mine called Entreprenari is an attempt to change that, which is a community that we created for women entrepreneurs. There are situations and instances where you feel that though you are talking, you're not necessarily being heard by the people in that room, maybe because they're not taking you seriously. And that might not, in my instance, be just because of my gender, but also because of my age. Because, I am very young, and, there are a lot of kind of ageist comments that you hear sometimes as well. But I think the way that I look at it is that if I'm the only woman in that room, then I can't be underconfident, because I'm representing women who might not have been given the opportunity to be in that room. And I actually need to take that moment to speak up, because I'm speaking not just for myself, but for all the women who are not with me in that room. So I think that it's becomes more important for me to be heard. So I use it as an opportunity to speak even more than I may have in any other situation, just to make sure that I am heard and that my opinions and my views are being, listened to.
I cannot let you go without asking you how your brother is making a Bollywood debut. Like,
Yeah.
did you as a sister always knew that, he's meant to do this?
I mean, yes, I mean, he's my brother, so of course I'm biased. And when people ask me, who my favorite actor is in the family, I always say my brother. And I'm just excited for him. I'm extremely supportive, I'll support anything that he does. But I'm excited for him. And I think that, he's excited. It's a really different journey for him. And I just hope that, everyone gives him the love and affection, next year when his movie is out, and I hope that everyone enjoys it.
And how many film offers has Navya Nanda rejected?
None. I've never been offered films. I think people
Really?
knew because I think people knew from the beginning that I never wanted to do this. And so yeah, I think everyone knew I wasn't interested in joining the industry. So never ever gotten a film offer.
Thank you for talking to us.
Not at all. Thank you. It was lovely meeting you.